So we've got a fascinating set of sources this week, and they all seem to circle around one big idea,
Hmm?
that in a world changing this fast, the ability to just learn new things,
Mm.
it's not enough anymore. The real skill is being able to rethink and even unlearn.
Exactly. And the research is pretty clear that the main thing holding us back isn't, a lack of intelligence. It's what some call a surplus of conviction.
A surplus of conviction.
Yeah, we're too attached to our old models of reality. And the problem is this totalitarian ego we all have, which feels like questioning a belief is a personal attack on who we are.
That feels very true.
Mm.
So before we can even get to a new mindset, we have to spot the old ones, the default modes we fall into. What are those big three?
Well, you can think them as the three Ps. First, you've got the preacher.
Okay.
The preacher is convinced they have the truth, and their job is to proselytize. For them, changing their mind is a sign of, moral weakness.
Then you have the prosecutor.
Right. The prosecutor is there to win an argument and prove the other side wrong. Admitting they might have a point feels like a total defeat.
And the last one is the politician.
Yeah, the politician's goal is just winning over an audience. They'll change their tune, but not because of evidence. It's all about what's popular.
So if those three modes just lead to us getting stuck, what's the alternative? What do the researchers actually mean by the scientist mindset?
It's all about humility and curiosity. It means you treat your own views not as absolute truths, but as hypotheses.
Just temporary ideas.
Exactly. They're ideas you're willing and even eager to test and revise with new data. It's about being okay with being wrong.
Okay, so let's apply that. Because disagreements are where that ego you mentioned gets the loudest, right? They so often turn personal.
They do. And this
Yeah.
is where it gets really interesting, just the power of language. Studies show that if you frame a dispute as a debate instead of disagreement, the whole interaction changes.
Wait, just by changing one word, how does that work?
Because the word debate signals that we're talking about ideas, not identities. A disagreement feels like a battle between two people.
What a debate.
A debate is a collaborative search for the best idea. You create psychological safety. Suddenly, we're looking for the truth together instead of fighting over who's right. It's the scientist mindset in a conversation.
So that's the conversational impact.
Hmm.
But what about the, hard results? Let's talk about those trials with the entrepreneurs at Bocconi University. What happened there?
The results were, frankly, staggering. They took a group of startup founders and trained them in this kind of scientific thinking, develop a hypothesis, run a quick experiment, see what happens.
And the outcome.
That group brought in revenue more than twice as fast as the control group.
And what was the specific number again? Because the difference was huge.
It was. The scientist group averaged over $12,000 in revenue in the time frame. The control group, under 300. It's a 40 times difference. All because they were willing to pivot fast when the data showed their first idea was wrong. They separated their ego from their strategy.
So if that's what works, how do you build a culture that does that? How do leaders reward that kind of learning?
It comes down to a key distinction: outcome accountability versus process accountability.
Okay, break that down.
Outcome accountability is just, did you hit your target? That's it. And that actually encourages people to hide their failures. Process accountability, though, looks at the quality of your thinking.
So it rewards the method, not just the result.
Precisely. It encourages the scientist mindset.
Yeah.
You can have an intelligent failure that provides incredible data. NASA actually created an award for this after a disaster, the Lean Forward Fail Smart Award.
They're rewarding the good process even if the outcome wasn't a success.
Exactly, because learning is what's valuable.
So when we put this all together, what does it mean for you, the listener? The big shift seems to be moving from being a know-it-all to being a learn-it-all.
That's the perfect way to put it. And it requires what the sources call confident humility.
Cognitive humility.
Yeah, it's that sweet spot, is having the confidence in your ability to learn and solve problems, but also having the humility to admit you don't have all the answers right now. That willingness to rethink isn't a weakness, it's a huge strength.
Because the goal of learning isn't just to confirm what you already believe. It's to evolve your beliefs. So we'll leave you with a final thought on that. If your current worldview, or maybe your most deeply held professional opinion, were just a hypothesis, what evidence would you actively go looking for today to try and prove it wrong?